So anyway, I don't know if you could hear any of that. What I did was I just transferred fuel over. So I'm about 3 hours away. I'm 188 miles out. It's just over, well, 3 hours at 60 miles an hour. So somewhere around 3 hours. It's almost noon. So it's going to put me there about 3. So I was debating whether I should take my 30-minute break now. I think I'm going to just keep going. If I have to take one, I can take one later down the road. But I might just make it before I have to take that break. Let's see, 4 hours and 56, 7:56. Yeah, I can make it. No problem. If I can just get out of here, that's going to be my trick with all this extra stuff in the way now. Okay, so I need to log that while I'm thinking of it here. Service. Notes. Oh, I'm in Mejia. Oh, near Mejia. Okay. So, load, check. All right. I was kind of worried about this looking a little tight to get a trailer out of, as far as it's got a pretty big bump up. Okay, people, that's pretty awesome. That guy in the pickup just came out beside me and cut me off, being a jackass. So anyway, I was a little worried about that being too steep to pull that trailer out, and I realized I'm not pulling a bumper pull, I'm pulling a gooseneck. I was like, oh, okay, not an issue. As you can hear, even like a 15, 16,000 pound load is enough to make a truck work if it's going uphill. And this is not steep uphill, but it's uphill, obviously. It'll go back downhill here in a minute. These aren't like big steep hills. These are little up and down hills. You don't hear it as much when you've already got some momentum, but when you're just starting from a stop position and you really hear it working. Right. And get with it here. They've got a sculpture around here somewhere. They have all kinds of metal sculptures in their little park down here. Okay, so Mejia is west of us. That makes sense. My old truck is in Mejia somewhere at some kind of a gas company. They bought it from me when I retired. That was one of those things, if I'd have thought that through, I'd have probably kept that truck and just paid it off. But it didn't work out that way, so. if you're getting into the owner-operator trucking business, I can't stress enough how important it is not to have a truck payment. Because that's pretty much what kept me from making money and putting money in the bank my first go around with this stuff. Everything I made over and above, just enough to keep running and a little bit of extra for bills at home went into that truck payment. This time it's a lot different. I bit the bullet up front, and I still make a truck payment, but I make it to myself. Put money back in the savings account to pay for what I took out to buy the equipment. But it's not the same thing as having a truck payment either. I don't have anybody breathing down my neck. The first of the month going, well, where's my $600 or whatever? And I guess these days, if you can get a truck payment with, for $600, you're doing good, because trucks are $70,000, $80,000 now or more, which is insane. It just tells, it's another illustration of how worthless our dollar is. I heard a real interesting thing once about the value of money and how it's calculated. And of course, the gold standard is the gold standard because there's nothing that holds its value like gold. There's a finite amount of gold in the planet. So they're not digging up, gajillions of tons of the stuff. So it holds its value very well. And what they use as a rule of thumb, I guess, to see what the standard of living is, see how well the dollar is faring, is what you can buy with the dollar amount for an ounce of gold. And evidently somebody figured out that back in Roman times, an ounce of gold would pretty much buy a senator a nice toga or a good business suit, basically, is what they're saying. The toga was their business suit, It was kind of like the senator's uniform in the Roman Senate. Well, at the time I read this, the price of gold was around $1,000 an ounce, and they said, well, that's about the price of a good business suit for a man these days, if you're in New York City and you want to go buy a suit, So I thought that was kind of interesting. I think it would be probably better to illustrate it with something that's kind of got a fixed value, just like some kind of food product or whatever, like an egg, or a dozen eggs or whatever. But I can see him using a suit for comparison. So I don't know how much a dozen eggs cost in Rome. But if you use that same type of comparison for, say, a gallon of gas, just regular gas, not diesel now, in 1960, let's see, 64. So I was 6 years old in 1964, that's about right. A gallon of gas in 1964 cost somewhere around 15 to 20 cents. And a gallon of gas today costs, what, $4.40? So that's one comparison point. And then, let's say in 1964, a piece of penny candy cost a penny. And these days, a piece of penny candy probably costs you, I don't know, 25 cents. if there is such a thing anymore. It's not the same. It's like a pack of gum in 1964 probably cost 5 cents. And now it's what, like $1.05 or whatever. So you can compare different things and see where the value of the dollar's at. And it's way the hell down. We don't have much buying power right now compared to what we had even a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. But definitely not as much as we had 10 years ago. So I mean, you can see how the dollar's just, the value keeps going down. There's a reason for that. It's because they keep printing more of them without anything to back them. So it's what they call fiat currency. So I wish we had a president who had the common sense and the courage to put us back on the gold standard and get rid of this fiat currency crap. Because back when we were on the gold standard, not only was money worth the price of gold, but we had other precious minerals, and our coins were actually silver. Our pennies were really copper. Our dimes and the stuff were really silver. Our nickels were nickel, but they had a silver content up until the time they got rid of the gold standard. So back then our money was actually money. It was actually worth something even on its own. Like you'll see people today who will buy silver coins and hold them as an investment. Well, that's why. They're not buying this crap that they're punching out now that's a combination of zinc and tin and just worthless junk metals. That's what our coins are made of now and have been since the 80s, since the 70s really. So then it just gets worse every year as far as the quality of our coinage. If you don't believe me, go find yourself like a 1965 penny made out of copper, and go find yourself a brand new penny made out of this zinc crap, and set them both on a windowsill somewhere for 6 months and come back and see what they look like. But I guarantee you the copper one isn't going to change very much. It may darken up a little bit, but that zinc one, if it's sitting where moisture can get to it, it will start rotting and bubbling up and falling apart. So yeah, I'd rather be on the gold standard and have money that's actually worth something. You know, our paper money, our folding money used to be certificates that were backed by gold. That's what that means. So if you wanted gold, you could go trade it in. Or if you wanted silver, you could go trade it in. You know, now you get this crap metal in exchange. If you're really watchful, once in a while you might find a silver nickel or a silver quarter or something that somebody, you know, mistakenly spent and that ended up at the bank, but it doesn't happen very often anymore. So, but that's how you find out what our money's actually worth. If you think about it historically speaking, you know, what did a loaf of bread cost in Rome? I don't know, but I'd like to know. You know, find out as opposed to a loaf of bread these days. Of course, the bread we buy now is questionably called bread. It's not real bread, just so you know. Most of it, some of it is. Some of the stuff you get at the deli or whatever is real bread, but all that bland white stuff that, you know, they call cheap bread, that's not even bread. I'm not sure what it is. Some weird concoction of stuff. But it's not really bread. I can prove it. Get yourself a cookbook and bake a loaf of real bread and then compare that to what they're selling as bread, as plain white bread at the store. But, you know, and you'll see what I mean. It's just two different things. It's more like a bread substitute, really. Maybe we can start making some time now, get out of these little towns and run. Those little teepee-shaped houses out there, those are rooster houses. That guy raises roosters, biting chickens. There are still people who do that. I had a job when I was like, 16, 17 maybe, cleaning hotel rooms in Chickasha, Oklahoma. I was cleaning a room one day and I go in there and I was in training, I think, 'cause there was another lady with me, an older lady, and she was teaching me how to do it. And we get in there and the trash can's full of straw. I was like, what the heck? And there was straw on the floor. So I was picking all that up and I asked her, I said, what's this? Have you ever seen this before? And she goes, yeah. She says, those guys are the guys that do the cockfights. They've got their chickens and they bring them in and they nest them in the trash cans. They'll put straw in the trash can. And then that's where the rooster sleeps while they're there at the motel. And I was like, okay. I guess maybe it's true. I couldn't figure out any other reason for there to be straw in the trash can like that. So I was like, okay. Now, I don't know that it's absolutely 100% true, but it made as much sense of an explanation as anything else would have at that moment. So, and she seemed like she knew what she was talking about. So we'll just go with it and say, yeah, she could have been right. Good. Glad they got around me. All right. We are flipped around. I don't know. I may cut that first portion. Let's just do that. And I am on Highway 79, deep in the heart of Texas, as they like to say. And I really am deep in the heart of Texas. I'm getting close to Hearne. Hearne. I'm traveling southwest. I'm actually pointed south at the moment, but I'm traveling primarily southwest across Texas to get down to the San Antonio area to deliver these trailers at Seguin. I started up at Shreveport, came into Texas, and then almost, but not quite immediately, cut down a road heading southwest. So we're doing really well for time. I'm 150 miles out and I've got 2.5 hours to get there. And the speed limit's 70. So it should be pretty close. I mean, it will take me 2.5 hours to get there. What I mean by I have 2.5 hours is I've got 2.5 hours left on my brake clock. If I don't make it there in 2 hours and 24 minutes, I have to stop and take a 30-minute break. So if I end up having to do that, that's fine. No harm, no foul, but if I can get there before then I don't have to take that break. Basically, my delivery will count as a break, so it's going to take me half an hour at least to get all these straps down and get them all rolled up. It is Saturday, June 3rd, I think. Check the oracle here. June 4th, sorry. Saturday, June 4th. It's 12:30 in the afternoon, Central Time, and I am in Central Time again. I'm back close to home. So I've hauled these trailers all the way from Ephrata, Pennsylvania, which is up in Lancaster County. Lancaster County, of course, is famous for its Amish population, which the whole time I was up there I only saw one horse and buggy. But man, was it ever a nice horse. Hopefully I'll have that on video. I think one of the things I'm going to do when I get the time to do it, which I'm not sure when that's going to be, is I'm going to go through my videos, and in the description I'm going to list the towns that it runs through, basically. So if you're looking for a particular road or a particular town, then that might help you out. Because I go through a lot of different places, obviously. And one of them might be someplace you've been itching to see. So it's starting to look very South Texas-y down here. Some real nice farmland. Poor old armadillo. Look how green and grassy that is. How nice. I wonder if they got stickers down here like we've got in Oklahoma. That looks all soft and fluffy, doesn't it? And it may be if they don't have stickers. We've definitely got stickers. I don't know if you saw it. There was a calf standing in the middle of that bridge, that covered bridge. He's enjoying the shade. That was cute. I like cattle. I like looking at them. I like having them for neighbors. I've actually got some for neighbors. I like listening to them. And I like eating them. I probably just lost any vegans that were watching. Yeah, I'm a meat eater. I'm carnivorous. That should not be a surprise, though, considering the fact that I talk about eating a ketogenic diet and eating a lot of beef jerky. So, but I can't really honestly say that I'm doing anything even resembling keto right now. So my whole diet just fell apart. I've been basically eating the lazy trucker diet for the last 2 weeks. Okay, we're getting ready to go through Hearne, Texas. we're coming in from the north side and meeting up with, I think it's Highway 190 maybe. I have to get over. People will let me. They don't want to. I'll tell you, put on your blinker around here anywhere these days and people still run up behind you and try and cut you off from the back. Not a good move when somebody's pulling a trailer. It's one of those things. Give people a little bit of space. I do try to stay out of people's way as much as I can. Sometimes you just can't avoid it. I mean, if I'm on a 2-lane road, I'm going to be in one of the lanes, so you're going to have to either get around me or deal with it. That's a big hat. It's a big sun hat. I see those a lot in this part of the country. Giant sun hats like that. I've been through this town many times. This is the first time I've been through this town coming in from the north and going out the south end of it. I used to come through here a lot from the east side and pop out the west side when I was going to Houston all the time. So this will be a new deal for me. So I used to run through here on Highway 6, which is what we're on now. But I'm looking for 79, which was what I was on. It combines with 6 and then it cuts back off to the south up here in about a half mile. Okay, $5.49 here for diesel. I stopped and put my extra fuel in the truck gas tank. I stopped at a Family Dollar store, went in and got some snacks and did that. Johnny Reb's Dixie Cafe. Huh. It's busy. It must be good. That's a pretty big pothole there. There are some big old potholes on this road. Try to avoid that one. Not sure where this truck's going, if he's going straight and just slid in there at an angle. Maybe so, huh? Okay, Trail King, pick up the pace a little. Get moving. That trailer's tracking a little funny. I wonder if his Tires are out of alignment on the back end of that. I was reading something about that on semi-trailers. When they off-track, it has something to do with, I can't even remember, something but about the tire adjustments or something. I know what it means when a four-wheeler dog tracks. It means the frame's bent. And anytime I get behind one of those, I usually make a comment about it, so to see you can see what I see. But that that trailer's dog track into that truck a little bit. Little Brazos River. I think it's Brazos. I'm not sure how they pronounce all this stuff locally. Most of this I've only ever just read on signs or, in a book. Haven't really heard it all spoken. Whatever else you can say about this job, you can't say that I spend a lot of time talking to other people. It's usually very brief. And not very in-depth discussions. Usually it goes along the lines of this. Now I've got a trailer for you. Okay, where do I sign? Right here. All right, thanks. Okay. Bye. Park it over there. Oh, okay. That's usually the conversation I have with people. If it's any more than that, then it's an unusual type of situation. So I'm curious as to how many people they've got working down here today. Last time there were like 4 or 5 guys came out and helped me get everything put away. I don't know that there's going to be anybody working in the back. We'll just have to see. But it's nothing I can't undo myself. It's just going to take a while. Once I'm there, I don't worry about how long it takes. It's just getting there. That's the big thing, because that's my drive time. That's the big thing that the DOT is concerned about, is how many hours a day I'm driving. As long as I've got excess working time, I don't even think about it. If I get it there and it takes me an hour and a half to do it, then it just does. It's not a big deal. Okay, I'm headed southwest again. And I'm pretty sure this is going to take me right down to I-10, which is where I need to be, because that's where my delivery's at, is right on I-10 on the service road in Seguin. Rockdale, Texas. That's where we're at. I'm not going to stick around and do a tour. We're just going to get on 77 and get on out of here, because we're running out of time. Not really running out. I just don't want to have to take my break before I deliver. I'd rather bust my butt and get there and then take my break once all that's done. Or let that be my break. So I'll be done with work once that's over with. Okay, now whether it's a 2-lane or 4-lane, I have no idea. I thought maybe it was a 4-lane with a ramp like this, but maybe not. Fixing to find out. Nope. It's all right. am westbound on I-10. I'm 2 miles and 7/10 away from my exit to get these trailers delivered that I've hauled back from Ephrata, Pennsylvania. And I'm really, really happy to be getting this close to getting these things delivered. I want them off my truck ASAP. I can be free again. It's almost like, I don't know, babysitting somebody's kid and they got an ornery kid. And you're kind of stuck babysitting them. It's kind of like that. You can't really leave them alone. You can't turn your back on them. You got to be watching them the whole time in case they do something naughty. But this load has been actually really good about not coming loose. My straps have stayed tight. I think I took up half a notch on one of my front straps yesterday. That was it. So I'm just really happy with it. I haven't had to fight with anything. I haven't had to stop every 20 minutes and tighten straps. I've just been checking them every 3 hours and everything's been good. So I'm really happy about all that. And now here in a mile, I will get off the interstate and go deliver these things. And I'm so happy to be this close to getting my job done today. Happy, happy, happy. Probably sickeningly happy. There's my exit up there. I can see it. I can just about taste it. And oh, look, there's a Starbucks here. I'll be back to the Starbucks. That's going to be my treat when I get done here. I'm going to go get my decaf cafe mocha. Hallelujah, and thank you, God. I've got 7 minutes left on my brake clock. That's how close I'm cutting this. 7 minutes. Oh, these roads. Pretty sure I want this middle lane. Maybe not. I might want the next one over. I think I want the next one over. I can never remember here. Yeah, it's this one. So close. There's the Starbucks right there. So I'll have to go clear around and come back. It's kind of a pain to get back over to, but it'll be worth it.
600 feet. Use the right lane to stay on I-10 frontage road, IH-10 East Access Road.
Oh, hush. My cell phone or my tablet telling me what to do. 6 minutes left. So I'll have like 5 minutes to spare once I get pulled in the yard here and get logged out to deliver. I have been working my butt off today to get here as quickly as I did. It's been rough. I've been dodging people all day long. The thing's still going and I turned it off. I don't understand that. Okay, I'll catch you after I get these delivered. I'll show you what it looks like once they're unstrapped. Thanks for riding. So, welcome back to Woman at the Wheel. I just wanted to show you this stack now that it's unhooked. It's 97 degrees out here, so it is hot, hot, freaking hot. And I had 16 straps on this baby. So it's taken me, well, let's see how long exactly. It's taken me a while to roll this stuff up. It took me 45 minutes. It took me that long to strap it. It took me that long to undo it. So 45 minutes to get all the straps off that 97 degree heat. This is the fun part of the job here, because that means I've completed my mission. So that's what I've been dragging all the way from Ephrata, if I didn't remember how to say it, Ephrata, Pennsylvania. So adios trailers. You've been good trailers. They were good. They didn't pull any of my straps loose or anything. I'm making one more sweep. Just make sure I ain't leaving anything sitting on the deck. I didn't. I actually had to go ask for help with this one. It's a first. But I couldn't, it like the crank stuck, cranking it up. I don't know if it like stuck or if it was me. I was just too wimpy to crank it. It could have been either. So one of the guys came out and did that, and then he retrieved a couple of straps for me that I couldn't get to, that I put on with a ladder, but I'm not going to climb up on the side of something like that. I mean, I don't have workman's comp. so yeah. So anyway, they are successfully delivered, and I'm so happy, and this gate will let me out when I get close enough. So I'm going to go down here and see how high fuel is at my favorite local fuel stop. If it's too high, I'll just keep going, because now I should have, I don't know, considerably more range on my fuel tank now that I'm not dragging a boat anchor. I should probably have, I don't know, 120, 130 miles left on it. So thank you, God. I'm done. Look at this cute little horse trailer. This is not the only place that has one of these. Evidently CM made those special for people as ads. There's one in Lubbock at the dealer sitting outside the gate. Looks like half scale maybe. It's really cute. These guys are always a pleasure to deliver to. And if you ask for help, they're there to help you. Most of the time they just leave you alone, so you don't have anybody, rushing you or anything. Okay, their fuel is $4.95. I don't know if I can do better or not. I'm gonna put some in. And then if I do better, I can put it in my auxiliary tank. So just pull in here and get some. I'll get at least enough to get home and run around for a few days. We're gonna have to do some maintenance on this. Then when I get done here, I'm going over to Starbucks. I'm gonna get a Frappuccino. I usually get a hot latte or a hot mocha, cafe mocha. But today it's going to be a Frappuccino. Oh, that's right. They've got a Frappuccino machine here. Oh, duh. Never mind. I can get one for like half the price here. So it tastes just the same, really. It's just an icy, coffee flavored icy. Okay, I'll be back.